My name's David. I started at Daycroft when I was 4 in kindergarten. I went till 4th grade. I have to say this is the earliest I've been up on a Friday all year, so if that's not a testament to how grateful I am to Daycroft, then I don't know what is. So like I said, I started in kindergarten. I had Mrs. Buchanan as a teacher. In 1st and 2nd grade, I had Mrs. Seeger and Mrs. Leach. And then in 3rd and 4th, I had Mrs. Ferendi and Mrs. Wall. After Daycroft, I moved on to public schools. I went to Dexter Public Schools from 5th grade to 12th grade, where I had a great experience. I graduated with a 3.9 GPA at the top of my class. Senior year, I joined the debate team, and I won the state championship. My partner was 2nd in the country, and I was 5th. And I mean, I think Daycroft really gave me the foundation that I used at Dexter to have these skills and to have those accomplishments. And just to talk a little bit more about Daycroft specifically, I remember one story that really sticks out in my mind. My first day at Daycroft, like I said, I didn't come to preschool here, so kindergarten was my first day, and everyone else could read, but I couldn't. So we were playing this game where you would fish for a word and pull it out, and then the student would read the word on the card. And we went around the circle, and everyone was able to read their card, and then it came to me. And you know, in my preschool, they didn't teach me how to read, so I picked up the card and I looked at the word, and I had no idea what I was doing. And I was devastated. I went home. My dad can attest to this. I bawled my eyes out, you know, the entire night. I was saying, you know, why do they think I can read? I can't read. Like, they think something's wrong with my brain. I was devastated. So the next day, my mom came in and talked with the faculty, and they said, you know, do you think that we should hold David back and put him in preschool? And they said, no, he'll be fine. And sure enough, a couple weeks later, I was reading with all the other students, and I really caught up. So when I thought and reflected on, you know, what did Daycroft specifically give me that helped me out in my life, I kind of could identify 3 different things. The first one was the friendly atmosphere. Probably the greatest thing I got out of my experience here were the friends that I made. Ross Patton, Michael Bach, both their parents are here, and 2 of my best friends that I made at the school. Also, you know, the faculty are great. Mrs. Ferendi, who's actually retiring this year, is still working here. And you know, she was my 3rd grade teacher, so congratulations to her on her great accomplishments throughout her career. And finally, the parents. All of you are here. You know, having an active parent base is crucial in education, and I think you know, all of you being here really shows that. And for me specifically, that's especially true. My dad's on the board of trustees at Daycroft. My mom also helps out with the annual benefit auction. And like I said, I graduated from Daycroft 10 years ago, and my parents are still involved. And I mean, I think that's really a testament for how great of a school this is and how much it did for me. You know, and the second thing I identified as crucial that I learned that Daycroft gave me was the personal attention. When I went to Dexter in 5th grade, there were classes of 30 students with 1 teacher. When I was here, there were small classrooms, 2 teachers in each classroom, and they gave me literally all the attention that I needed. Mrs. Seeger talked to the Montessori methods a bit better than I could, but I remember specifically being out in the hall with those beads, and I was bad at multiplication, and the 9 times multiplication specifically. So you'd have this long 81 chain bead, and I would go count out 9, put a tab down, count out 9, put a tab down. And you know, it sounds simple, but I really think that gave me the framework for how I think about math and stuff like that today, which I'll get to in a bit. And the last thing that really helped me, which Mrs. Seeger talked about, is the Montessori methods. You know, the self-paced learning, the independence are all things that I value today and that I got out of my education. So when I'm thinking about, you know, what Daycroft gave me and where I am today, I'll just give a brief overview. Like I said, I'm now a junior at the Ross School of Business in Ann Arbor. I'm focusing on finance and accounting in the same vein as my dad. I can thank him for that. I've had a couple of finance internships. This most recent summer I was at Amherst Partners, an investment bank in Birmingham. I joined Michigan Interactive Investments. It's a student-run hedge fund on campus, so we invest all of our own money. And I also joined something called the Social Venture Fund, which I'd like to talk about a bit. It's a venture capital fund set up through the Ross School of Business that invests in social enterprises. So businesses that look at free market solutions for solving some of our world's greatest problems. And you know, this kind of got me thinking about Daycroft independently of being asked to come here and speak today for 2 reasons. The first being the importance of early childhood education. Consistently, academic studies show that the single most important thing for success in children's future is early childhood education. And you know, all of you are here right now. I know that you know that as well. And you know, the second thing that I got out of the Social Venture Fund and how it tied into Daycroft was, you know, Maria Montessori was kind of the original social entrepreneur. She saw a problem with education and how it was being handled in the early 20th century, specifically with disabled children, which she later translated into, you know, a curriculum for all children. And she used, you know, a free market solution for kind of solving these problems that we had with our education system. And just to wrap up, you know, I'm really grateful for having the opportunity to speak today. I'm glad that I can get up here. I haven't accomplished much, but you know, I owe a lot of it to Daycroft. So thank you.